Oh shit, we got a lot to talk about tonight, baby. Episode 26! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh my god. Dibba-dibba-doo. Oh my god. Hello everyone. Episode 26, Smells Like Wrasslin podcast on the Smells Like Cologne YouTube channel network thingamabob. We got a lot to talk about, people. We got a lot to talk about because a lot has changed in the past week or so yet again. Vince is gone. We are officially in the post-Vince era. I watched Summerslam on Saturday. I watched Monday Night Raw on Monday. I'm a man of my word. I said I would watch it, and I did. First full episode of Monday Night Raw. God. Like last week, I think I watched some of it, but not all of it. But this one, I watched the whole thing. Yeah, so I got my thoughts on that. Thoughts on what's going on with AEW. Some changes made today in their hierarchy, as per Tony Khan. And then we got a really solid episode of Dynamite tonight. So we got a lot to talk about. So, all right, let's start with SummerSlam. I saw the show. I largely thought that it wasn't a good show. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that's just the leftover. That's the leftover bullshit from Vince. There were things there that you could tell kind of hinted that Triple H was running it, like the returns of Bayley, the re-signing of Dakota Kai, who was let go, and Io Shirai, now known as Io Sky, getting called up to the main roster. So yeah, that happened. I mean, like, the whole landscape has changed now. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I thought of, WWE, whenever I watched it, I knew that, like, Vince was running the show. I knew that, me as a fan, I wasn't going to get what I wanted. He must treat the fans like, if he treats his fans like he treats his employees, there's no wonder why they don't like him. I always felt like he was an antagonistic booker. I felt that he never, that he just loved fucking with the fans. You know what I mean? And not gonna lie, as a paying customer, I don't like being fucked with. So, I'll give you a little brief summary of my wrestling history. Right? Like, I think my first memory of wrestling was I saw the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. What was that? WrestleMania 6, the Ultimate Challenge. Warrior was the Intercontinental Champ. Hogan was the World Champ. Title for title. Warrior wins, becomes the double champ. That was like my first wrestling memory, was that. I remember Macho Man getting bit by the snake. I remember Jannetty getting thrown through the glass. I remember Warrior getting locked inside the casket from The Undertaker, debut of Undertaker, all that stuff. I remember that. Then I think around, I don't know when it was, but I think it was right around the time that the Attitude Era started to kick off. I stopped watching. I started watching WCW back in 95 or 96, because I remember watching Starrcade 97 when Sting won the title, and I was so pissed off at how it ended. Just like, Hogan wins. They say it was a fast count. I don't think it was a fast count when I saw it. Bret Hart comes out, calls bullshit. They restart the match and Sting wins. I thought that was just fucking ridiculous. They should have just had Sting win clean, but whatever. I stopped watching. Didn't start watching again until 2007. Great American Bash, Bobby Lashley versus John Cena for the WWE title. Watched... Man, I'm trying to remember. I think I kept on watching. I didn't watch. I wasn't there for the Nexus. I wasn't there for the new Nexus or the Core or any of that shit. I just remember someone telling me CM Punk just like cut this promo, just like saying all the shit that you hated about WWE. Like he actually said it on national television. I'm like, I gotta check this shit out. So I went and I watched the Pipe Bomb and started watching WWE all the way up until the end of WrestleMania 30. Because I stopped watching when Daniel Bryan got injured. That was pretty. Oh, actually, no. I think that might be was that what happened? I remember Owens winning the belt when Triple H turned on Rollins and they made Owens the Universal Champ and he had that run with Jericho, the Festival of Friendship. I don't know when it was, but like after a while, I just like I stopped. Like that was it. Like I don't think I watched a full episode of Raw like since when Daniel Bryan like retired. Like when he said like he really wasn't coming back. Like that was I think it for me. I think like. Yeah, I don't remember. I wasn't watching when The Fiend was out or any of that bullshit. So whatever. I said it was a brief history, but obviously it wasn't. For me, like 2014 to 2019 was like peak wrestling because that was NXT, like peak NXT. That was when they started takeovers and all that shit. It was awesome. All right? And then, you know, AEW comes aboard. They capitalize off of all the disgruntled fans like myself, who were done with WWE, who loved NXT, who knew that there was a market for it. I mean, NXT was doing, 10, 14,000 seat arenas, selling them out, no problem. So, they were selling out their house shows too. So, Vince decided he was going to make a competition with AEW and got his ass whooped. Took control from Triple H and then ruined the last thing I liked about WWE, which was NXT. Now, I told myself when I stopped watching Raw and SmackDown, I was like, this is it. I am not watching this product again until Vince McMahon is done because I knew that he was in control of everything, no matter what. That he was in control of everything. And I mean, my pipe dream was that Triple H was going to run everything. That's what everyone hoped. They were like, when the old man is gone, that's it. Did we expect it to go down as it did? Yeah, maybe some people, but I definitely sure as fuck didn't. I watched Monday Night Raw, and it made, you know what? It made, I didn't feel embarrassed watching it this week. I didn't, honestly. I thought that the opening match was great. I thought the women's match was solid, even though it ended in a DQ. I thought it was solid. I thought the match between the Mysterios and the Usos was solid. I thought the stuff that they're doing with Becky Lynch and Bianca and I'm gonna call that. We got Io Shirai, we got Dakota Kai, and we got Bayley. I'm gonna call them the squirt business. They're not the hurt business. They're the squirt business. All right. So the squirt business comes out, and I'm digging it, like because I'm interested in the feud. I'm interested. I thought the match that the women had was solid. Like it was like coherent storytelling. You know what I mean? I still don't give two shits about the Miz. I mean, I still had to watch a fucking Miz match, but it was a good show. I'm gonna watch next week. I'm going to watch SmackDown this week. You know what that makes me? That makes me fucking excited, man. Because I've been dying for WWE to get its shit together. All right? I want them to succeed. I just knew that they were never going to succeed with Vince. They were going to... If you still watch WWE, if you still watch like the Vince product to this day, fine. But me personally, I couldn't watch it. I felt insulted as a person. I felt like the booking was so antagonistic. I thought that he knew what the hardcore fans like and constantly shitted on it and constantly I just felt like it was always the fans versus Vince. You know what I mean? And if you look at the crowd reactions for the last several years, it's not just. I don't think I'm the only person who holds that opinion. I think a lot of the live paying audience. We're not talking about people like online who just talk bullshit or whatever behind a Facebook or a Twitter profile. These people paid money to be there in person to shit on this product. That's insane. Dude, I'm excited. You want to know why? Because tonight I felt like it was a tighter AEW show. I feel like now that Triple H is in charge, a lot of the hijinks that was going on in AEW, I don't think you could get away with it anymore. I don't think you could get away with shitting on WWE, because to be quite honest, I always took it as not as shitting on WWE. I always took it as shitting on Vince. All right? The talent in WWE has nothing really to do with anything. They have no control. They have no say. They have no power. Maybe now they do, but sure as fuck before they didn't. I don't care what anybody says. No one who has a voice and has an opinion that could be heard would have allowed the shit to go on with the majority of the characters in WWE for the last several years. So I know that in my bones, I know that Vince was the only person making the calls. So when it came down to shitting on WWE, to me, I was shitting specifically on Vince. He's like, they're like, even, it's just, he sucks. He sucks as a booker. He sucks. He sucks as a creative talent. He sucks as a leader of a business. Like, he was good before. He's 77 years old now. Time to hang him up. It's done. It's over with. So the old man is gone. And now those people who may share my love for wrestling and their tastes may align with mine, you got to be freaking excited about what's going on here, man. I mean, I can't wait until I start hearing whispers like, yo, NXT 2.0. Yo, it's like, it's good again. Great, I'll watch NXT 2.0. I have no problem watching Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I love professional wrestling, man. I love it. If it means that I get a whole bunch of different shows with good stories, like, I don't expect AEW and the WWE to be the same. I don't expect that at all. I still expect AEW to cater a little bit more to the hardcore fans, and I still expect WWE to cater a little bit more towards the casuals. And that's fine. That's fine. That makes free agency exciting. That makes the business exciting. I don't think AEW is in any trouble directly from WWE. Honestly, I think the only enemy of AEW right now is this Discovery merger. And whether or not, because they're cutting the fat people. I'm hearing rumors of HBO Max being shuttered already in favor of Discovery Plus. They want to push that big time. They completely canceled the Batgirl movie. They spent almost over $100 million on the movie. They're like, nah, fuck it. They threw it in the trash. $100 million loss. All right. They got rid of a lot of the Max original programming that's on there. If you go and you look for certain things, you're not going to find them. They're gone. So Discovery's cutting the fat. AEW's only real worry, I think, is this Time Warner and Discovery merger. Honestly. But I do know that they're looking for a lot of unscripted content, and AEW is live television, you know what I mean? And technically it is scripted, but also it kind of borderlines not scripted, because, you know, everything's a work and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I'm not really, I don't know what the fate of AEW is in regards to this or whatever. But honestly, Triple H running the show at WWE and Monday Night Raw being as solid as it was, I'm excited, because that, as a businessman, that should spur Tony to maybe, you know, tighten it up a little bit. Be better with the booking. Put stuff on, be a little bit, like, put out episodes of Dynamite like came out tonight. Like, tonight's episode of Dynamite, I thought was a perfect response. Now, if you want to call a response, like, what some people consider a response, I don't necessarily. There's a response and a shot. A shot would have been like tons of huge major angles. You're bringing back Omega. You're carting CM Punk out there on crutches saying, I'll be back. He's got the title. Fuck you, Moxley. All this shit. That's like you're stacking the deck. You're hot shot and you want to make a statement. All right. Tonight's episode of Dynamite, I thought, was the perfect response, because it was a solid fucking episode. All the stuff that made Dynamite work in the beginning, and it made it work tonight. Solid wrestling. Solid storylines, solid commentary, big faces, new faces, people getting pushed, a lot of hijinks done. You watch the Orange Cassidy match? That was the smallest amount of hijinks I've seen Orange Cassidy do in a while. And you know what? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Him getting a little bit more serious and being a little less silly, that's cool, man. I dig it. He could be silly. He cannot be silly. I love Orange Cassidy. If he wants to scale it down so it's more palatable to other viewers, that doesn't bother me, man. He's still got the hands in his pockets. He's still got the lazy whatever. It still works. He could keep all that. He could get rid of some of like the whatever hijinks in the ring. I mean, hey, the hands in the pocket and you doing the kip up, that's cool. I mean, not many people could fucking do that. I can't do a kip up without my hands in my pockets, let alone with my hands in my pockets. So I think this is great. I think this is going to spur on better competition. I think this means that, I think that Triple H was more aware of AEW than Vince was. I think Triple H knows that he needs to put on a better product because technically, if he does and Tony fucks up, they could go, fans could lean a little bit more towards Raw. Now, I will say this, 3 hours is still too long. 3 hours is way too long. All right? Even for a good show. You put NXT or AEW for 3 hours, I would give you the same goddamn complaint. That's way too long of a show. I pray to God they could scale Raw back down to 2 hours. A 2-hour Raw would be nice. A 2-hour Raw led by Triple H would be nicer. I dig that. I dig that big time. Another great thing is free agency is blown open. Next week's Raw is going to be in Cleveland. Am I going to see my boy Johnny Gargano go to WWE? I don't even know how to feel about that. I'm still getting used to the fact that company's not being run by Vince anymore. I'm still debating the fact whether or not I should do reviews after Raw and SmackDown. Because I don't know whether or not, is it really going to change? Was one Raw enough to get me to keep on? It will get me to watch next week. I will say that. If it could get me to watch 3-4 weeks in a row, that's something. That's something. I take my appointment television very seriously. I'm a big TV junkie. AEW, WWE, NXT, they're all just another television program for me, man. I'm a massive, massive TV junkie. I got an app that tracks it all. Anyways, EMC 4K on the TV Time app. Follow me. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen. Gargano shows up at WWE, I'm going to lose it. Does that mean guys like Roddy Strong are going to stay? Does that mean guys like Karrion Kross might be re-signed back to WWE? What about Bray Wyatt? What's going on with him? Is he going to go to AEW? Is he going to go to WWE? I think this also puts a little bit more extra pressure on Tony, honestly. Because Triple H, honestly, is coming from a position of strength because there are fans like myself that all we were doing was waiting for the old man to leave. Raw's ratings were the highest they were in almost 2 years. Normally, after SummerSlam, WrestleMania, they're probably pushing a 1.9. But otherwise, they were always hovering at a 1.7. They maxed out at 2.4, and they leveled out at 2.23 was the average. That's insane. Was that enough people from the hardcore crowd to come and check it out? As a buddy of mine said, that was a Friday night's Rampage increase. I don't know. We'll see how the ratings hold up next week. Is it going to go down from the 2? Is it going to go back down to the 1.9? Is it going to hover at 2 where SmackDown is? Who knows? Very interested to see. Will I be watching SmackDown on Friday? Absolutely, I will. I will still not watch NXT 2.0. I think it's a little bit too... It's going to take a while for me to get back there. Because NXT, like I said, was the best wrestling I've ever seen in my life. And this is a shell of its former self right now. Are people saying it's better? Yeah. Not good enough. At least not for me. To add another 2 hours of television onto my slate, it better be fucking good. And Tuesdays I got open, man, because Mayans ain't coming back for a while. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't have very many Tuesday shows, so that's a great slot. I think this puts the onus on Tony to be better, because his negotiate, I think the power of his negotiating stance or his position of power in negotiations for the last 3 years that AEW has been around is that he's been the good cop. Vince has been the bad cop. He was the grass that was always greener. He was going to be the one to offer promise and better booking and this and that. Bro, man, there was a reason why people went to NXT. It was because of Triple H. They were hoping that they entrusted this guy. They were like, this guy will put me over. This guy will make me a star. And maybe I'll be a big enough star that Vince won't fuck me up on the main roster. Now the guy who offered that hope and promise and push, he's not NXT. He's everything now. Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You got an overcrowded roster like AEW. Guys not getting their fair share. Tony can't say, well, you going to go to Vince? Vince will put you on 205 Live. He'll put you on main event. He'll have you job out and to R-Truth for the 24/7 title. At least I'm going to try and do something with you. Can't say that anymore, man. Now Triple H can say, hey, crowded over there? I got 5 hours of television programming, not counting NXT. I got 2 hours of SmackDown. I need people. I need a big roster. We have this amount of television time. I'm going to make sure everyone's utilized. Now, not for nothing, it's not like WWE's roster is small. There are plenty of guys there not really getting any pushing. So, I don't know. Let's see. Is it too soon to jump on board with Triple H? Not soon enough? I don't know. What's going to happen when a lot of these contracts are going to run out soon? Adam Cole could be like, hey, Trips, you and I left on good terms. What can you do for me? Can you pay me more than Tony? Hey, I'll bring over Kyle and Bobby. We'll reform the Undisputed Era. Guys like fucking Omega. Kenny Omega. Oh, no, I think he's an EVP, so I don't think that'll work out, I don't believe. But Danielson could go back. Anybody could go back. It's all open now. It's all open. Now, I will say this. I believe that WWE is never going to work with AEW. Excuse me. They are never going to work with New Japan. They're never going to work with Ring of Honor. They're not going to work with the Indies. 2 reasons. Number 1, they don't need to. Number 2, WWE knows that they have the biggest global platform ever out of any wrestling promotion in the history of professional wrestling. It only benefits the smaller companies to partner up with WWE. It's not the reverse. Now, I feel like I don't think that there are that many AEW only fans. I feel like if you're watching AEW, you definitely keep your eye on WWE and stuff like that. So I don't even think it's not like, oh man, so many fans from AEW could come over to WWE. I think you've seen the most of it. I think that's it. I think no more than 500,000 fans from AEW will come over to WWE. I think with some people like, I'm done. I like this. That's fine. That's fine. But I knew eventually Vince was going to be gone. It was only a matter of time. And being that I'm decades younger than him, time was on my side. All I had to do for him was wait to croak, retire, or get fired and resign. I got a little of the last two, not the death part. But I don't know. Cody, oh yeah, that's right. Cody was an EVP. He's gone. He's with WWE now. Can MJF go to WWE? Triple H would utilize the fuck out of MJF. He would push that motherfucker to the moon. I think the only people who are worried now are those fucking marks that want like one brand to succeed over the other and the other one to die. I'm telling you right now, one side's got to be feeling pretty cocky. The other side's got to be feeling pretty fucking scared if I was them. But me, I'm a fan. I win anyways. This is what a lot of people don't understand. We're the consumer. We're the customer. We're the ones that could say, yeah, I'm going to spend money. No, I'm going to spend money. If you don't like it, you don't even have to watch. You could fucking just walk away. You don't have to spend any money. You all right? When I stopped watching WWE, I stopped financially supporting them. In terms of, I canceled the network. I never watched on TV. I know that they're not getting that much of a bump from YouTube subscriptions. I mean, this is $1 billion company. They're not leaning on YouTube. They're leaning on television contracts. If I ever wanted to see a clip, I'd watch it on YouTube, just so I was curious. 9 times out of 10, they never really had the clip I wanted. I would find some random hack who just puts clips online. My money went straight to AEW. I bought their tickets. I bought their pay-per-views. I bought their merchandise. I bought all that shit. Why? Because I was getting what I wanted as a consumer. I was a happy customer. So absolutely I was going to put in more money towards this. Now, I don't know, man. But it's exciting, man. It's so exciting. There's so much great and awesome wrestling going on. We will see within the next couple of weeks if I feel like Raw and SmackDown are on good enough of a roll where I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to keep on watching. This shit is legit. I will strongly consider starting Monday and Friday night post-show streams. Post-show for Raw and for SmackDown and for Dynamite. And to be honest, I may just... it ends right before Rampage. Well, Rampage is taped anyways. I could just bundle together my Dynamite and Rampage reviews. So that might be it. I might do like the prior week of Rampage with the current week of Dynamite on Wednesdays, Raw on Mondays, SmackDown on Fridays. So we will see, people. We will see. Yeah, Roderick Strong needs to be fucking freed. He's doing shit in NXT. Put him on the fucking main roster or release him and send him to Tony. For the love of God, Roderick Strong's talent's being wasted. He's one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. All right? It's gotta fucking happen. Get him the fuck out of there. Let's see what's going on. Doom is still trying to get Aquaman, calling Roman Reigns Aquaman over. It'll never get over. I will never put over that gimmick. It is a shit gimmick, Doom. Squirt Business, though, is a better gimmick. I'm going to put that out there right now. Yes, thank you, Josh. You guys should never stop watching my program on, ever. What else is going on here? What else is going on in the chat? All right, cool. All right, we're going to start the Dynamite review. Great card tonight. Main evented by Chris Jericho versus Wheeler Yuta. If Wheeler Yuta wins, he gets Jericho's title shot at Quake at the Lake next week. The Undisputed Elite returns. Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage. The Gun Club versus the Acclaimed in a dumpster match. Powerhouse Hobbs is in action. Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal. Thunderstorm versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. And an appearance by Jon Moxley. So a very great card for tonight. The show starts off with Orange Cassidy being defeated by Jay Lethal to open up the night. Definitely a hot crowd. I think it's always a good idea to start the show off with Orange Cassidy. He's one of their highest merch sellers. He's one of their biggest draws. Say what you will about the guy, but people fucking love him. And people pay money to see him, and that crowd always pops when he shows up. So you want to start the night off hot, you start off with either the Young Bucks or fucking Orange Cassidy or CM Punk or Danielson. Like a big name. You know what I mean? Jay Lethal was a perfect opponent because those guys could both go in the ring. Fantastic match. Lethal ends up going after Cassidy's knee, which prevents him from going for the Orange Punch. He did fake it and do a beach break, but then he couldn't follow through on the Orange Punch. Lethal does a double drop kick on the Cassidy's knee. Lethal injection, 1, 2, 3 for the win. Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh come out. Jay Lethal basically comes out saying, he's gonna, Wardlow got in his business. He's like, I'm gonna destroy Orange Cassidy. The Best Friends come out, and freaking Wardlow comes out. Wardlow basically challenges Jay Lethal. They're gonna fight at Battle of the Belts 3, which is this Saturday. So TNT title is on the line. Jay Lethal versus Wardlow for the TNT title. That should be great. We have the Undisputed Elite come out. Adam Cole's music hits. Crowd pops big time. First time we've seen Cole since Forbidden Door, actually. Cole came out with the Bucks. They came out with Red Dragon. He said he's still not medically cleared to wrestle. In the meantime, he's been thinking about what he could do to help the Undisputed Elite. He puts over the whole group, says loyalty is essential. He said he came to AEW out of loyalty for the Bucks. Then he says this upcoming Trios tournament, he said, listen, you're not going to pick Fish to be your third. Me and Kyle aren't medically cleared yet. So, you can't be in the tournament. And then basically said, well, let me correct that. You won't be physically capable of entering into the tournament. And there goes the turn, and Cole and Red Dragon take out the Bucks. They start whipping their ass. Then all of a sudden, they're about to Pillmanize Matt, and Hangman runs out with a pipe in his hand, chases off the Undisputed Elite, or what's left of them, extends his hand to Matt, who was laid out on the mat, and Matt took his hand. Is Hangman going to reform the Hung Bucks with the Young Bucks? Is it going to be Hangman and Matt and Nick Jackson as a trio in the Trios tournament? I don't believe so. I believe it's going to be Kenny and the Bucks, and they're going to win the whole thing. And I believe that Hangman is going to do a trios with Silver and Reynolds. And I do believe that the match between Hangman and the Bucks, Hangman and Silver and Reynolds versus the Bucks and Omega will be a highlight of the trios tournament. It may even be the final in All Out for the trios tournament. I think it'd be great. Lot of history there. You know what I mean? And both teams could, no matter who wins or who loses, are going to put over everybody. The Dark Order would be in a great spot, in a great pay-per-view main event, championship opportunity spot. Hangman, he could take a loss. It's no big deal, especially if he's losing to Kenny and the Bucks. Kenny and the Bucks are probably going to be more over, because when Kenny comes back, he's going to be super fucking over, and it looks like he's going to come back as a babyface. So, the crowd in Chicago for All Out, they're going to be a crowd that's going to want to see the Bucks and Kenny win over Hangman and Dark Order. So that's where I think it's going. Or who knows, if Cole and O'Reilly are clear, it's very possible that we might get, an undisputed era versus the Elite matchup as well. So who knows? A lot of possibility there. John Moxley's backstage talking about Chris Jericho versus Wheeler Yuta. Basically says he doesn't give a shit who wins because he's an animal, blah, blah, blah. He's going to make the Heart Dungeon look like a daycare. He's like, he knows that, either of them are going to have to show up next week, because when they step in the ring with him, it's not a game. So we'll see. Next, they had a video segment of Christian Cage talking to Shivani about the Jungle Boy, where basically Jungle Boy almost ran him over with a car, jumped out of the car, and got restrained by security. So that's continuing that feud. I would only assume that that's going to culminate at All Out, which should be happening in the next 5 weeks. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Jamie Hayter. Sorry, not versus. With Jamie Hayter as a tag team defeat Thunderstorm, which is Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa has like a sandbagging shirt. I think it's tacky. I don't think it's a good idea. Rosa and Baker started it off. Had a great freaking match. Hayter was definitely the star of that and got the pin on Tony Storm. Amazing match. I like seeing Hayter pin people and win. Jamie Hayter is awesome. I'm a fucking hater. I love her. I think she should get pushed more. I think she should have a more prominent role on television. She should be pushed more in the women's division. There are women in that division who are getting spotlight that I don't think they should. Hannah J. So I'm pretty excited about Jamie Hayter getting that win and getting the pin. We got a video package about Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti getting married. Kingston interrupts it. Basically said he's got a match set up between him and Guevara at All Out. So that should be great. I mean, I expect Eddie to win because I don't think Sammy should win. I think Eddie should win. Eddie Kingston's the man. They did a video package about Powerhouse Hobbs turning on Ricky Starks, which I thought was incredible. Was that on fucking Rampage? No, it wasn't on Rampage. It was on Dynamite, right? Yeah. Hook winning was on Dynamite. What am I talking about? Powerhouse Hobbs beats Ren Jones. He has new entrance music, has a new entrance. He looks like a fucking star. Powerhouse Hobbs is the fucking man. I love Willie Hobbs. He's awesome. After the match, Ricky Starks ran out, attacked Hobbs. Hobbs laid him out with a spine buster. I would assume this match is for All Out. It's gotta be, right? Excuse me. My question is, whose coming out party is it? Is this Willie Hobbs' time to shine, or is it Ricky Starks? I mean, neither of the guys have gotten like big, real like breakout wins per se. I mean, Starks has had a lot of great matches, and as a tag team, they had a lot of great matches. But as a singles competitor, Starks had like an amazing match with Jay Lethal a couple of months ago that I thought was phenomenal. I think Starks has more charisma than Hobbs. I'm not saying that Hobbs doesn't have charisma. I just think that it's just a little bit more natural with Ricky. Hobbs has definitely built. I mean, he's built this character great. Like I said, I love Will Hobbs. But I'm a Ricky Starks guy, man. I fucking love Ricky. From the second he showed up, I love that dude, and I was hoping he was getting a push. I honestly think it should be Ricky's coming out party. I think Hobbs still needs some time to develop his character a little bit more. I don't think you need to rush it. He's a young guy, if I'm not mistaken. He looks very young. So I would assume that, it's Starks that's going to get the push. I mean, who knows? He might be the guy going after the TNT title. That might give him a run at some sort of title. But Starks has been phenomenal, and I'm glad and I hope he gets a push. Miro cut a promo. So I don't really know what's going on with Miro right now. He's like talking about how he's conflicted, but it kind of looks like he's going to fight Malachi Black, but he might join Malachi Black. He was talking about a woman talking to him. I don't know if that's freaking Julia Hart. I don't know if we're gonna get to see his hot, flexible wife. Like, I don't know what's going on there, but something's going. I mean, I'm assuming this is leading up to some sort of confrontation between Miro and Malachi Black, which I assume is what they're lining up for All Out. So Miro versus Malachi Black, I think, is a great idea. I think seeing Ricky Starks versus Hobbs at All Out, I think, is a great idea. All Out is definitely shaping up to be a pretty cool show. Very excited about it. Let me just mute this. I apologize, people. Christian Cage fights Matt Hardy. It was fine. I mean, I still am just shocked that Matt's able to move like he at all from all the abuse his body has taken. But Christian won. Luchasaurus' music played, which is weird because it's not. It still sounds like heelish music, but I guess it's supposed to be more like I'm big, I'm scary music. Dun dun dun. Jungle, and it was a distraction. Jungle Boy shows up out of nowhere with a chair, runs Christian off, has a shirt that says Christian is a pussy. They really do make shirts out of anything that gets the crowd to pop. But hey, man, it's good marketing. Daniel Garcia was backstage bragging that he submitted the American Dragon. He said it was the biggest win in AEW history. They said he's the Dragon Slayer. Whenever Danielson comes back, he's going to slay the dragon again. I can only assume that that's just leading up to a rematch between Danielson and Garcia, where Danielson probably beats the fucking shit out of him, which is what everyone wanted. And people will definitely not like the fact that, Daniel Bryan lost. But you know what? Every once in a while, you got to throw one of the young guys a fluke victory. And that's basically what we could call it, because obviously Jake Hager interfered and cost Danielson the match. So fluke victory for a young guy. Big whoop. Danielson's gonna get his win back. Neither of them are gonna get harmed. Stop crying. So video package for Pac showing how he's been defending the belt all over the place. He just defeated the belt. He just defended the belts against Connor Mills. Ethan Page is in the ring saying why he's not on TV every week. He deserves better. Stokely Hathaway walks down the ramp, joins him on the ring. Page basically ignores him, complaining about his lack of merch sales. Hathaway asked him what he's doing, whispered something in his ear, and gave him his business card. So Stokely Hathaway is slowly beginning to build himself some sort of stable. He's got Tony Nese. He's gonna, I guess, have Ethan Page. But let's see what he's gonna do with them. Is hitching a wagon to Stokely Hathaway an express ride to the mid-card, or are we going to see Ethan Page in some interesting shit going forward in the upper mid-card to main event card? 2.0 and Anna Jay were backstage. Matt Menard basically said that he wants to know, he's like, Tony, you want to know what gets my nipples hard? It's Chris Jericho becoming Le Champion next week. Parker said that basically everyone appreciates the JAS. Anna Jay says she's the newest member of the faction. She's the sexiest and the toughest, and she'll choke anyone out. And she choked a random staff member. I assume that what they're going to do is she's basically going to, every single time she's out, she's going to say, I'm the sexiest, I'm the toughest, and I'll choke anyone out. I'll choke you out, I'll choke you out, I'll choke you out, and then she actually ends up choking everyone out. I think a buddy of mine in my wrestling chat said it best. Anna Jay has jumped the shark, and I agree. I think that that amount of TV time, I don't think the JAS needed Anna Jay. If they were going to push another woman, it should be Jamie Hayter. Dumpster match between the Acclaimed, which is Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. They defeat the Gun Club, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn. To win the dumpster match, you have to throw your opponents in the dumpster and shut the lid. So it's basically like a casket match, except it's a dumpster. A whole bunch of shit all over the place. It was basically a hardcore match that went through the commercial break. The Acclaim win. They pushed the dumpster off the stage. It kind of took them a bit, but pushing a dumpster on a rug and not having that lined up before you toss two human people over, you gotta have to get that shit right. and they kind of had pushed it, and it was kind of tilting over to the side, so it was a good thing that Bowens changed it out. And that was an actual dumpster. I mean, that was a heavy thing, but, like, good thing, you know, pro wrestlers aren't just fake strong, they're actually real strong. So that totally worked out. Video recapped Mance Warner winning the Bunkhouse Battle Royal at Ric Flair's last match. I think that gets him an interim AEW title eliminator opportunity. He fights Jon Moxley. If he wins, he gets a title shot. So I did not watch Ric Flair's last match because I had better things to do. And it's like his umpteenth last match. Fuck off, Flair. I'm not there. This is Flair's last cash grab. All right. I don't care. And from the looks of it, the man almost died. No, thank you. AEW Rampage for this week. Interim AEW Championship Eliminator match. Jon Moxley versus Mance Warner, who, like I mentioned before, won the Bunkhouse Battle Royal at the Ric Flair pay-per-view. Holy fuck. Madison Rayne is actually going to wrestle. God damn it. I know that Madison Rayne got signed as, like, a coach, but I didn't know she was wrestling. I don't know how I missed that. There was definitely a part of Dynamite where, like, a wicked shit, you know, kind of, like, cooked up, and I had to, like, not watch it for a bit. So I could crap. So I guess I must have missed that. Friday Night Street Fight. It's going to be Swerve in Our Glory versus Tony Nese and Josh Woods. That was set up after Keith Lee got laid out. Battle of the Belts, which is this Saturday. ROH champ Claudio Castagnoli is going to fight Konosuke Takeshita. That's going to be fucking awesome. AEW Women's Championship is going to be Thunder Rosa versus Jamie Hayter. Obviously, Jamie Hayter, you know, got the pin, so that qualified her for some sort of a world title match. I mean, obviously, she's not going to win, but that should be a great fucking match. And the TNT title's on the line, Wardlow versus Jay Lethal. But anything that gives Jamie Hayter TV time, especially in the title match, I'm all for it. Dynamite for the 10th, Quake by the Lake. Coffin match, Darby Allin versus Brody King. Tornado tag. Oh my God, they're going to do a tornado tag match? Oh, mama. Tornado tag, they don't have to pin each other. That's going to be fucking great. Tornado tag match, Lucha Brothers versus Rush and Andrade del Idolo. That's going to be an amazing fucking match. If you're a fan of Lucha, get ready for that shit. Jade Cargill has an open challenge. Interim AEW World Championship is going to be on the line. Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho, because we know that Wheeler Yuta lost tonight. Speaking of, main event time. Jericho versus Yuta. William Regal joins commentary. Before the match got started, Claudio comes out basically to back up Yuta because Jericho came out with 2.0. Close to the beginning of the match, like 2.0 was already starting some bullshit. 2.0 gets ejected right off the bat. Great freaking match. Jericho, man, I mean, props to him, bro, because that dude ain't a young dude, but he's going out there and he's giving it his all. You know what I mean? And, you know, he lost a lot of that weight. He's in good shape. I think he's probably the healthiest he's been in a while. He's putting on awesome matches. He had an awesome match with Kingston, an awesome match with Yuta. He had an awesome match at Forbidden Door. And whenever Jericho's just great, man. He's like, to me, he's not great. He's not in contention for like greatest of all time. Then you're out of your fucking mind, bro. You're out of your fucking mind. The guy constantly reinvents himself. It's freaking great. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up Dynamite. Jericho won with the Lion Tamer submission victory. Jericho wouldn't let go of the Lion Tamer. Moxley's music hits. He comes out, chases him out of the ring. Jericho said the Lionheart will return next week, and he's going to stretch the shit out of Moxley to win the title, so we'll see. That's pretty much it, people. That was Dynamite. See what's going on in the chat. Yes, we are all haters, definitely, Doom. And Hobbs looked amazing in that entrance, agree. I don't know. What do you mean Miro's in a one-sided feud? You think, like... Yeah, I guess that's true. I think, like, Malachi Black wants him to join the House of Black. But I think Miro doesn't know whether or not he wants to join them or destroy them. I didn't notice that the fucking that the Gun Club were dressed like the Dudleys. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah, crazy shit tonight, people. Crazy shit tonight in the world of wrestling. Crazy shit on Dynamite. Solid episode of Raw. Let's hope that this week's episode of Smackdown is solid. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's it for tonight. I'm going to come at you guys next week, next Wednesday, same time, around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, for another review, for the review of Quake by the Lake, a review of Rampage, and a review of Battle of the Belts 3. So we're going to have a lot of AEW news to talk about. I'm going to talk about what, if anything noteworthy that happened on Raw. And like I said, we're going to give it a couple of weeks, and if I feel like there continues to be noteworthy things on Raw, we might have to add another Smells Like Wrasslin to the schedule, and possibly do a Monday Night Raw show. So, listen, I want to thank you all for watching. The guys in the chat, I want to thank Ben. I want to thank Josh. I want to thank Doom with his consistent viewership as always. And I hope to see you guys next week for another review, another episode of Smells Like Wrasslin. Thank you all. Have a good night.